Tasmania. Final race, the feature race here on Australia Day for the Trans Ams. Aaron Seaton and Nathan Hearn on the front row. Owen Kelly and Brett Holdsworth start on the second row. Kyle Girton and Tim Brooks start on row number 3.
I thought for a moment you were the Minister for Good Times and Entertainment of Tasmania. Well done.
Federal Minister, isn't
Federal Minister. Federal Minister. Sam Walter, Aaron Tim out of row 5. Great field of Trans Ams that have come here to the Apple Isle. We know there are more around the country. I've had a few messages overnight from people that have competed in this class before. Oh, hey, don't forget, we'll be there for the next event too. So good calendar coming up for 2021 for this class. Little different to what you might have seen from other categories so far this weekend. It's not a standing start, it's a rolling start. The cars very much have that NASCAR style lineage. They're big, they're brutal. They are with the body shapes that we have, everything from Mustang to Camaro, Dodge as well. Marcus Ambrose in pit lane, the two-time Supercars champion, crew chief for Owen Kelly on the 73 that you can see there in the middle of your screen. We're set to go racing. 26 laps to come in the Trans Ams. A win apiece for Nathan Hearn and Aaron Seaton so far this weekend. They dominate, they lock out that front row. They're tied on points. We're set to go. The thunder is unleashed once again at Symmons Plains.
Down to turn number 1 for the first time. Hearn goes a fraction wide in his Valvoline entry, but still manages to keep the lead as everybody makes their way through turn 1, 2 and through safely. And already some battles brewing at the front of the field, heading down to turn number 4. So all 19 cars away in race number 3, the feature race for the Trans Ams.
Owen Kelly looks strong early, doesn't he? Sitting there in third spot behind Aaron Seaton. Got a car length or 2 on Brett Holdsworth.
How's the sound as they stretch their legs?
It is magic, seriously.
Down this back straight with a right-hand sweeper. And their way to turn number 6. Brett Holdsworth back from 4th position now. McAllister's up into 7th on the opening lap here. Owen Kelly, you're watching the Fujitsu 73. Trying to throw a rope onto the back of car number 1 of Aaron Seaton as they complete the first lap. And Nathan Hearn leads. It's compressed at the front.
Sporting number 1 is Aaron Seaton. Dominated in 2020 when we did go racing at Adelaide, on the streets of Adelaide there. Son of the great Glenn Seaton, grandson of Bo Seaton, that wonderful family history in Australian motorsport. And Aaron very much making his own mark. He will be with Matt Stone Racing in the Development Series for 2021, and we're thrilled for him to get that opportunity. Drama's here for the 66. That's Tim Shaw. And I actually walked out of the commentary box after our last race for Trans Am and saw Matt McKeldin. And I think there was a bit of a discussion with the officials about Tim and Matt and what went down. I don't have an answer for you on that just yet, but it was a matter of being considered.
It's quite busy at the headmaster's office after that race earlier today outside our commentary box.
Is that a place for you? Did you go there a lot?
It's my second home. Hearn, Seaton and Kelly lead us through the roller coaster as turn 1, 2 and 3 at Symmons Plains Raceway. There's Girton, McAllister and Eden Thornborough having a great weekend out in car 116. Has been in the top 10 all weekend long. It's great to see.
I'm really glad that you've raised that, because he's been consistently there. And have a look in the background here now. Making a move on Brett Holdsworth. That is for 4th position. The 38 of Brook gets up there.
He's a great addition to this category this year. Expect to see him at the pointy end as he becomes accustomed to this car. Holdsworth tucks in behind him, will try to make the move at turn 6, but he's a long way back there in the TPS group entry. Lock brake then for a moment from car 38. Brooks on target to set the fastest lap of the race here at the same time. He runs in 4th and does 55.42 on the previous lap. Remember, it's a longer race than what we saw earlier today. Here's the replay heading down to turn number 4. You can see Brook making the move. Textbook move here at Symmons Plains, the turn 4 hairpin.
And at the conclusion of that lap, banked the fastest one of the race so far as Owen Kelly looks up the inside. It's a familiar move we've seen over the years here at Symmons Plains. It's always the site, the spot for some action at turn 4. Drag race between the Mustangs. They'll go through the right-hander here. Aaron Seaton should have the upper hand. Kelly might sneak by under brakes down into 6. He's brave enough for it. Is he close enough for it? Oh, just squeezes. Yes, yes, yes. Gets it there.
Great driving from Seaton there too to leave the door open. Enough racing room through turn number 6. So Owen Kelly, who until this weekend hadn't raced at Symmons Plain since 2007, where he drove for Paul Morris. Like he's never forgot the place. So Seaton drops back in the third. Tim Brook is still lighting up our time screens. He's 1.7 seconds away, so maybe, just maybe, we'll see that 38 join this group of cars. Here he comes in the black and yellow car just behind.
Be surprised if the dude isn't watching. I reckon back in the Super Touring days, the pair of them were teammates in a BMW here. BMWs, rather, at this venue. They've had a great friendship over time too, haven't they, Owen and Paul Morris?
Great guys, and great move this was. The famed 73 that his father Chaz drove in Speedway and Grand Nationals and in sprint cars down this part of the world, and now the 93 getting it all wrong down. Aaron Tebb just backing out the way to let Tim Shaw, who did that just a couple of laps ago at turn number 4. How
great's that shot? It gives you a sense of the cambered nature of turn 4 and what it's like to go through there.
One of the most historical tracks we have in Australia. Lap 6 of 26, a long way to play out in this race as Nathan Hearn has 0.6 of a second and sets his fastest lap of the race. Owen Kelly, the fastest of the race now, 55.31, 7/10 behind as Aaron Seaton tries to latch onto the back again.
Don't always see at national level motorsport people on double duty. There's a few of them here at Boost Mobile Race Tasmania this weekend. Nathan Hearn has got the polar opposites in terms of machinery, but loving every moment of each car.
You couldn't get further apart when it comes to 2 race cars. And we've seen a lot of that, and it's good to see. It's like old school, isn't it? Jumping from one car to another. The teams will have their second car ready out in the paddock or in the pit lane in S5000 for Hearn. As Freestone makes the move on Matt McKeldin, Kyle Girton doing the same on Zach LaChalpo at turn number 6. That puts him up into 9th position. Now there's Freestone, beautifully presented car. Paul Freestone doesn't put a bad looking car on the racetrack, ever.
Any sort of racing machine, really, when you look back over his career. It's a unique colour too, isn't it? Stands out in the pack here, ahead of one of the Kubota entries. There are 2 cars with that same colour scheme. One in the hands of Hugh McAllister, who's currently in 6th, and Matt McKeldin, who's currently in position 12. Let's go to the lane. Here's Brad.
Yeah, I'm here with S5000 winner Tim Macro. Tim, congratulations on your win. Believe it or not, he bowled to me in the nets a number of years ago. He's a massive cricket lover. He's got an eye on S5000, eye on the Trans Ams, and believe it or not, an eye on the Big Bash. Tell us about your day, mate, and who you think's going to win later.
Well, I think I'm going to win the last race, obviously. That's the plan. That's what we're pushing to do. But, mate, I think your mob, the Strikers, got done last night, didn't they?
They certainly did. Who do you reckon's going to make the finals quickly?
Well, I hope the Strikers do. But I really like the Stars. So you played for the Stars as well, and I was a big fan when you were playing for them.
Thanks for that, mate. I appreciate it. Good to know that we both got our talents on the right place. Congratulations, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
What you didn't see in that conversation was Hodgie arriving with the CV. Beat Phillip Island, have driven a race car, love to have a crack at an S5000.
There's some serious fanboying going on down there as well between the two. Tim Macro, we'll see him out later on today in the S5000 feature race in the VHT Championship. In time, 19 laps to go. Owen Kelly trying to stay with Nathan Hearn here. Tim Brooks still holds down 4th, and he's with this group of cars just taking his time as these Hoosier tyres come up. There'll be no troubles with the durability of the Hoosier tyre with this category. They get better as the race goes on, like we see in the S5000 category. Holdsworth sets his fastest lap of the race in 5th place. McAllister 6th, Thornborough still in 7th. Walter, LaChalpo and Girton your top 10 with Freestone, Chick, Crutcher and McKeldin down in 14th position, who worked lap 9 of 26 here at Symmons Plains. Oops. Brook just runs wide there as he desperately tries to get in touch with the 3 cars ahead.
It cost him time, but man, he's looking racy, isn't he? We've seen him move ahead of Brett Holdsworth in recent laps, sitting in a fast 4th position at the moment. It's Nathan Hearn leading the way from Owen Kelly, who has the fastest lap of the race in this one with a 55.31. Aaron Seaton, who won the race earlier today, sits in 3rd. There's Glenn. We'll grab a break, come back with more live from Symmons Plains. patience. Patience, will it be rewarded? You can just see the way that Hearn and Kelly are playing this at the moment. It's going to build towards something at the end of this race. Smart guys. Hearn, a youngster with a lot of talent, but they're, use that old phrase, buying a little ticket to the end of this, aren't they?
Exactly right. Sam Walter, great addition to the category, the Tasmanian that we saw a brief stint in Super 2 competition years ago for Greg Murphy Racing. We're sitting down here in Sports GT competition as well. They really are rich in motorsport down here in Tasmania. For a small island, there's a lot of racing that goes on. Meantime, Hearn with Owen Kelly really starting to turn up the heat in his Fujitsu 73. Nathan Hearn absolutely going to be a star of the future. There's no question about it.
You talked earlier in the broadcast today about the fact that Owen and the family have a big transport business. He's enormously busy and hands-on with that, normally based in Melbourne, but originally from Tasmania. Marcus, the proper racer, has been on the phone to him all the time. They did a couple of laps in this car in recent weeks to get acquainted with it. And first thing he says to Owen, all right, you're all organised, you've got the team shirts and everything. And Owen said, mate, I've been so busy. And can we just do this like old school speedway days? He's like, you got time to duck off down and get some shirts embroidered, haven't you?
Get a texter on the back.
That's right.
The interview we saw this morning, it was like they were having a tailgate party at Talladega.
Wasn't it?
They're really loving their motor racing at the moment, both with huge credentials. Of Marcus did it so proud over a NASCAR competition in the States.
So Hearn mid-track, I love the way they move around these cars. We've seen a puff of tyre smoke from Kelly as he's on the threshold of braking in this car, absolutely wringing the neck out of it. So effectively half race distance here almost, aren't we, Matt? So
it's been great for Hearn though to learn from Kelly, and same too for Kelly as he comes to terms with the Mustang. So far it's the Dodge Challenger. They're in the Gen 5 in this category. The Camaros and the Mustangs in the Gen 6 now. Pretty much on target to what they run in America. Got the chance to see these in America a few years ago in Detroit, and they had a field of 38 cars run at Belle Isle, and the noise was incredible. They tick all the boxes, don't they, of a race fan? They're loud, tick. They have flames, tick, and they're fast.
And from a competitor point of view, for this style of racing, very cost-effective way to experience something like that. Little wonder Owen Kelly, who loved his time in America and competing in NASCAR, has jumped at the chance to run one of these things. So halfway through this one, champion in third.
Australia Day feature race for the National Trans Am Series continues at Boost Mobile Race Tasmania. Hope you're enjoying our coverage today. Wherever you're watching, right around Australia on the screens of 7. Nathan Hearn continues to lead the race from Owen Kelly, but starting to really get hot at the front as we head down to pit lane.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. There are some massive names here from motorsport this weekend and over the last few days. And I'm joined by Glenn Seaton. You must be delighted to see Aaron running so strongly. He's in third at the moment. What's it been like watching from pit lane?
Yeah, it's like naturally started off pole and left a couple of openings and they got through, but his pace is very good and his consistency is very good. So where we are particularly strong is later on in the race. So we're getting close to about just past that halfway point now. So it's all happening at the front at the moment. We're going to see Owen Kelly and also Nathan Hearn are having a rub. Actually, Owen's got through, so Nathan might be running out of tyres a bit, so hopefully that'll help us and get up in a second.
Definitely all to play for here. Is there anything that you've been particularly telling him to work on over the last day or two that we've been here?
Not really. He's been racing since he was 7. He's 22 now, so what can I tell him? He tells me a lot of stuff. So, no, I just tell him to go out there and enjoy what he's doing. And all you can do is get the best out of yourself, and that's all I ask him to do, is get the best out of him.
He looks like he's having fun and putting on a great show out there. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, Jess.
Cito, races racer, commentated it for us as it unfolded. And meantime, unfortunately for Brett Holdsworth, who was in the top 5, off in the sand trap right at the end of turn 4 there, and he's just, I think by the looks of it, Matt, pulled up just shy of the tyre wall, so he's gone in there a decent distance. We'll keep an eye on safety car for you. Currently here in pit lane, no safety car boards being displayed. So we know from Glenn Seaton that Aaron is going to be in the mix in what he's got underneath him at the end of this race. Glenn felt that maybe Nathan's charge was done, and Owen Kelly trying to get on with it and establish, build a little bit of a lead, if that's the case, knowing what Aaron has up his sleeve.
Meantime, Matt McKeldin's just leaving the pit lane. Looks like they've got a drive-through. The waves just come through at 18 seconds on our screen. So the yellows are waving down at turn number 4, but we stay green around the rest of the track for Holdsworth, who's inside the top 5 there up until that point. Owen Kelly, who took the lead a couple of laps back, starts to pull away from Hearn. Here's the replay. Down at turn number 4, we'll see the TPS car. There's the dust. So did he get the wheels on the dirt before he got there? You get the feeling with the dirt on that right-hand side, which has caught so many drivers out across all our categories at Boost Mobile Race Tasmania. That's what happened to the TPS group car. Lap 16 of 26. Owen Kelly continues to lead. Half a second back to Hearn and Seaton. That gap seesawing between the top 3.
Probably should just pick up on something that Glenn said before about Aaron as well. I mean, been racing since he was at a very young age, been around it his whole life, and he's done a great apprenticeship to learn the craft, if you will, not just with family in his corner. I mean, Dad's clearly here working with him this weekend, but he's been off and worked at DJR Team Penske as it was. You know, he's immersed himself in the game, Matt.
He's driven a couple of different cars as well as in 86s briefly, had a stint in Touring Car Masters with Leo Tobin, and really learning the craft of motorsport from top to bottom. He's not just going to have a helmet and jump in a race car. He wants to learn everything about it. He's doing a mega job and keeping the Seaton name in the spotlight for many years to come.
73 leads the way of Owen Kelly. The 2 drivers behind him are the ones who have shared the win so far this weekend. This is effectively home turf for Kelly. He might be based in Melbourne these days, but he's from this part of the world. Can he grab a win here today with, I think his dad's been floating around, Chaz? It'd be nice if he could.
And that was Shaw making a move on LaChalpo. They'll go side by side. Heading down the right-hander through turn number 5. It's interesting, the battle for 2nd and 3rd right now. If they change position, meantime it's side by side on the exit of turn 4. So Hearn threw a speculator at turn 4. Couldn't get it done there on Owen Kelly.
Will it be enough to last the remaining laps for Nathan Hearn? Still looks pretty fast. He knows that Aaron Seaton looks menacing. This is building to something. You can tell, can't you? Owen Kelly leading the way from Nathan Hearn. Brooke doing a great job in 4th position at the moment. Another look at it. Dances massively under brakes. Nice catch, Nathan Hearn. I don't think, was there contact? I don't think there was in the end, was there?
Brief, if there was any.
Yeah.
And still 7 to go at the end of this. Just starting to intensify at the front, heading down to the hairpin. So Kelly with Hearn, who does it again, tries to make the move. On the side, they touch on the exit. So 2nd verse, same as the 1st, going down through turn 4. And Hearn really getting hungry. The battle for the round win continues. Owen Kelly from Nathan Hearn, Aaron Seaton, Tim Brooke, and Eden Thornborough, the top 5 here in Tasmania.
Is doing everything he can to cling to this. And if you look at the points, Matt, 204 for Nathan Hearn, 202 for Aaron Seaton, 194 for Owen Kelly. So Kelly with that incident for the 99 going off. We'll have a look at this again. Hearn. Owen seems to get good drive out of that corner, but Hearn can fire it in there, can't he?
You can hear the rear Who's Your Tyres, Rusty, chattering on Kelly's car. He came in really hot at turn number 4, and now Hearn in the Dodge, the Valvoline Dodge, goes to the lead and covers him off aggressively on the way down to turn 6. You watch Aaron Seaton here. He needs to go with Hearn. This is for the round win.
Rubbins Racing, NASCAR style, a little bit of a touch under brakes there. Fair play, they continue. New race leader. Kelly has the quickest lap of the race with a 55.31. And it's a 4-way battle now. Brooke is back in the mix.
Didn't really make an impression on the cars ahead in the beginning, but while they battle, he's making up mega time here in car 38. And now LaChalpo's around with some assistance from Brad Chick. So the Tempest Solutions car right in front of the leading cars coming out of turn number 4. So the extra few laps have really made this awesome.
Sure have. Got some sort of issue for Girton, who's in pit lane.
He dropped down the tail of the field a couple of laps ago, Rusty, as well. I noticed that car coming past. So tough break for the Morris Finance team. Back in the pits and 16th on our screens. There is Tim Brook in the tradie pad car, trying to stay with it. You know what, if Owen Kelly and Aaron Seaton continue this battle, he might just get a top 3 result here.
Seaton seems to be getting stronger. Has it swung the other way now, the pendulum? Is it a fight for Owen Kelly to hold on here? Nathan Hearn trying to win this event for Trans Am at Tasmania. Pretty cool if he can win not only a race earlier in the weekend, but also the Australia Day feature.
And it looks like LaChalpo is stuck there, so that might wipe out turn 4 as a passing opportunity. Seaton pulling out, Kelly drifting across to the Fujitsu 73, but Seaton's taking no for an answer. And here he comes, the defending champion, to the inside and makes the move on Owen Kelly at turn 6.
Great, clean racing. Owen did his very best then, but knew the right way to play it. And as the Mustangs continue to battle, the advantage is over a second now, 1.1 to Nathan Hearn.
Hearn looks good for the round honours unless Seaton can pull him in the final 4 laps. Kelly a fraction wide, and guess who's on the scene? It's Tim Brooks, so that top 3 result is beckoning now.
It's the run to the checkered flag here at Boost Mobile Race Tasmania, the Australia Day feature for Trans Am, and man, it has been busy. As we count down these final laps, Owen Kelly in 3rd, under siege here from Brook, who may grab him at turn 6. Has a look. 73's a little bit deeper now. Brook comes through. They'll go side by side. And he moves into 3rd place. So maybe just struggling towards the end of this one, battling, doing everything he can to hang on to the 73. Meantime, Nathan Hearn has taken the lead and has his eyes on the overall win for the weekend. That's how it happened.
And that was the rear of the Fujitsu car chattering into the turn, and that was the invite that the Valvoline Dodge needed to make the move. They went side by side. Great racing between these 2 cars. Kelly on the inside, Hearn on the outside of the sweeper, and made the move down here at turn number 6. Yeah, Quickie covered him off before they got down to turn number 6. Kelly just gave him a bump on the way through.
Rubbins racing, as I said, that's NASCAR style, isn't it? And this is what happened when Aaron Seaton was eventually able to move by Owen Kelly. Class racing from the pair of them. No paint traded whatsoever at the fastest point of the track. Aaron moves into position number 2.
Tim Brook has got up to 3rd spot now as well in car 38. This was Aaron Tebb down the inside of LaChalpo. This also happened, and then the 34 of Brad Chick got into car 21. A weekend to forget for the debut weekend of LaChalpo. He's out of this race, while Nathan Hearn is out to 1.2 seconds. Back to Seaton, Brook and Owen Kelly in 4th position.
Owen's drifted right back here, so we'll find out from the team. Maybe Marcus Ambrose can shed some light on what's happening with car number 73. You can see how far ahead in 3rd place now that Brook is. So Nathan Hearn with a 1.2 second advantage over Aaron Seaton. Laps running out here. Does Seaton have anything left in the bag, as Glenn Seaton alluded to a little earlier?
Hearn's got him covered at the moment, hasn't he? It's been a great weekend. We'll see him suit up in the S5000 feature race later today. Nathan Hearn, that is. Final lap. It's been a great Australia Day feature race for the National Trans Am Series. Their return after just getting the 1 round in the books in season 2020. Expect a lot more cars when we head back to the mainland as the 2021 series unfolds. There's a lot of cars in workshops and garages ready. They're polished up, ready for a big year of racing.
Awesome stuff for Nathan Hearn on the national stage. in a great class, a great category of racing, has been strong all weekend in this Dodge. We're hearing maybe a flat right rear for Owen Kelly. He's held on at the moment to 4th place. We'll keep an eye on Thornborough, who's in 5th. And checkered flag about to be waved here to Nathan Hearn. He will take out the Australia Day feature on the grass. It got our heart rate going for a brief moment. He gets over the line and wins it from Aaron Seaton. An excellent drive from Brooke, who will claim 3rd. You can see Owen Kelly just ahead. So maybe it's a slow deflation of some kind, but again, he's been able to hold on, as he did earlier in the weekend when that issue, I think with the fuel pump, happened, and he dropped a cylinder too, didn't he? He ran on seven cylinders for a good 8 laps or so, but holds on to 4th place.
Got the heart rate up. I just checked. It's 135 up here now.
I was thinking it was for show for a moment, but then I don't think so.
The wheel track showed it on the shot just then. Here's Tim Shaw coming around to finish inside the top 10 in car 66, just pulling that car up. The Parry Property entry will finish just behind Paul Freestone and ahead of Mark Crutcher in what was an awesome feature race, the Australia Day feature race, the National Trans Am Series. Race 3 winner and your weekend winner going to Nathan Hearn. Aaron Seaton 2nd, Tim Brooke 3rd, Owen Kelly 4th, and another standout performance for Eden Thornborough, finishing in 5th ahead of Walter McAllister, Hadrian Morel in 8th, Paul Freestone and Tim Shaw completing the top 10.
Series is scheduled for 6 rounds in 2021. Matt, Phillip Island cannot wait to see the Trans Ams around there. Richard Crail has coined that term, Thunder Rally, as they go under the super cheap auto bridge here. They sound magic. They'll be great at the island, and Nathan Hearn will take, albeit a slight advantage, into that event.
It's going to really spice up when we get to the island. Hearn from Seaton and Kelly, that's the podium in the first round of competition. As the fans settle in, still plenty more racing to go. We've got the Gulf Western Oils Touring Car Masters, the final race, when we come back to Tasmania right after this break.
We've got the Dodge of Nathan Hearn, we've got the Mustang of Aaron Seaton, and we've got the Mustang of Owen Kelly down here at the moment. And Aaron Seaton and Owen Kelly comparing notes as they are handed their respective trophies, I think. Are they? No, not quite. Just getting everything sorted out down here, and David Rose has skedaddled out of the commentary box and has gone downstairs, so I'll keep an eye on him so we can hear from the top 3 for the round, bearing in mind that Owen finished 4th in the race, but he's finished 3rd for the round. And I've got to say that I think the Trans Am cars have turned on a fantastic show. I would suggest to you they would be welcome back here in Tassie any time they like to come down. I think they've turned on some wonderful racing, great sounds, and plenty of action. So it's been great to all concerned. Fantastic effort. Thank you very much for coming down and giving us a great run. Still a fair way to go for the program, bearing in mind that after the presentations, we've got the third and final race for Touring Car Masters, and the question mark will car number 17, the blue XT Falcon of Stephen Johnson, come back out onto the track. And then we'll have the final race for S5000. And then after that, we've got the final race for TCR. And then the final race for the 3 local categories.
Plenty of Devils on the track here at Symmons Plains, and this is the real thing, the Tasmanian Devils. Beautiful little creatures, you love them, a real icon, a symbol of this brilliant island, and always great to see the Tassie Devils out and about. All right, let's go down to Chris Stubbs and our winners of the Trans Am race.
Owen Kelly back on old turf, the old home track here at Symmons Plains. How much fun have you had this weekend with third place?
Look, yeah, I can't deny it. We've had a heap of fun, but man, have we had some bad luck. Something's gone wrong with the car in every single race. We had the right rear tyre going down there about halfway through, and I knew something was up, and we were just trying to hang on, so we were lucky to hang on to where we did.
A lot of fun with Marcus as well.
Yeah, it's been a ball. He's awesome on the spanners and with car setup stuff, and, you know, it's just good doing it with your mates. And my brother Christian, Dwayne Priest have just been awesome help.
Oh, and well done presenting the trophies today. We have Mia Webster, a national BMX champion, the 14-year-old. So congratulations. Thanks to Mia. Mia will come along as we welcome Aaron Seaton to the middle position today. Mate, well done. Your first time ever coming to Tassie, I believe, and you finished in second place in the feature race.
Yeah, I had a great fun out there today with Owen and Nathan. They both drove awesome, and yeah, it was great racing. It's a good way to kick off the year.
Well done. Here's your trophy.
Thank you.
And that leaves us a man who's on double duties this weekend, a very busy man, Nathan Hearn. Congratulations, Nathan. The feature race goes to you. What does that mean?
Mate, it's massive. I mean, I just can't thank the crew enough from Dream Racing Australia. It's been obviously a really busy weekend doing both cars, and I haven't been able to dedicate my whole time to Trans Am, and they've given me a good enough car to do a job. But I would say massive congratulations to Owen. I mean, it's his first event, and for him to race like that, it's bloody insane. And same with Aaron. I mean, that was some of the best race I've ever had, and we got into each other, but it was controlled getting into each other. So, you know, we weren't playing dirty, but we were definitely letting each other know that we were there. So, awesome fun. I can't wait to do it again, and next week in basketball can't come soon enough.
Mate, you enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. Collect your trophy. Well done.
Beautiful. Thank you for that.
All right,